Relationships are complex and deeply influenced by human emotions, attachment styles, and communication patterns. One popular strategy that has gained attention, particularly in relationship advice circles, is the no-contact rule. This approach, usually implemented after a breakup or during a challenging time in a relationship, involves completely cutting off communication with the other person for a set period. While some see the no-contact rule as a way to create emotional distance and heal, others view it as a tactical move to rekindle lost love or attract the person back into their life. One of the most common questions surrounding this tactic is, why do women return after no contact? 1. Absence amplifies emotions. The saying absence makes the heart grow fonder is rooted in psychological principles. When someone is suddenly absent from our lives, especially if we've been in frequent contact, it creates an emotional void. This void often amplifies emotions, making us reflect more on the person than we might have in their presence. For many women, this emotional amplification can lead to thoughts and feelings about the relationship that weren't fully processed before. The sudden stop in communication forces them to confront the emotional aspects of the relationship more deeply, leading to a sense of longing or curiosity about the partner. Example: take the case of Sarah, who broke up with her boyfriend after several months of constant arguments. At first, she felt relieved by the decision, certain that the breakup was the right choice. However, after a few weeks of no contact, she began to miss the good moments they had shared. The emotional distance allowed her to see the relationship from a new perspective. Over time, her feelings of frustration were replaced by nostalgia, and she found herself contemplating whether they could work things out. Eventually, she reached out to him again, hoping to rekindle their connection. Psychological principle. This behavior can be explained by the concept of emotional amplification. Without the constant interaction and friction that sometimes occurs in relationships, a woman may have time to reflect on the positive aspects of her partner and the relationship. The absence of the person creates a space where feelings of love, attachment, and connection can intensify. 2. Reflection and personal growth. Another reason women might return after no contact is the opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth that the period of separation provides. Relationships, particularly those that end in conflict or stress, can cloud judgment and prevent individuals from seeing their own role in the dynamic. No contact allows both parties to gain a clearer perspective, leading to growth. For many women, this reflection leads to a better understanding of their emotions and desires. They may realize that the problems in the relationship were not as insurmountable as they initially seemed, or they may come to see their partner's positive qualities more clearly after some distance. Example: Emily and her partner, Jake, decided to take a break after a year of dating. The relationship had become strained, with both of them feeling unappreciated. During their no-contact period, Emily began focusing on her own goals, like advancing her career and working on her self-confidence. As she grew stronger and more self-assured, she also reflected on her relationship with Jake. She realized that many of the issues they had faced stemmed from her own insecurities. This period of personal growth allowed her to return to the relationship with a fresh perspective, ultimately leading to a successful reunion. Psychological principle. The no-contact period offers a rare opportunity for self-improvement and healing. When individuals, including women, take this time to focus on themselves, they often return to relationships with newfound clarity and a healthier mindset. This can reignite their interest in the relationship and make them more willing to give it another chance. 3. Psychological reactance and the desire to reconnect. Psychological reactance is a concept in psychology that explains why people often want something more when it is taken away or restricted. The no-contact rule, by cutting off communication, can trigger a subconscious urge in women to restore the relationship. When a woman feels that the option to communicate is no longer available, she may begin to desire that communication more. This feeling of wanting what is no longer easily accessible can lead to her initiating contact to regain the connection that was lost. Example: Jessica decided to stop talking to her ex-boyfriend, Tom, after their breakup, hoping to move on. However, after a few weeks of no contact, she found herself frequently thinking about him. She was surprised by how much she missed the little things, like their conversations and inside jokes. Despite having been the one to initiate the no-contact rule, she eventually found herself reaching out to Tom, driven by the urge to restore the connection that had been severed. Psychological principle. Psychological reactance can make individuals desire what they cannot have. In the context of no contact, the lack of communication creates a sense of loss, which may lead to a heightened desire to reconnect. This principle can explain why many women feel compelled to return after a period of no contact, even if they were initially determined to move on. 4. Curiosity and uncertainty. Humans are naturally curious, and uncertainty often amplifies this trait. In relationships, uncertainty about the other person's feelings or actions can lead to increased curiosity, prompting someone to reach out and re-establish contact. When no contact is implemented, the uncertainty about what the other person is doing or feeling can create an almost magnetic pull. For women, this curiosity can manifest as wondering whether their ex-partner has moved on, what their life looks like now, or if they're still thinking about the relationship. This curiosity can be enough to lead them back, even if they had initially decided to stay apart. Example: after a tumultuous breakup, Olivia decided to cut off all contact with her ex, Andrew. At first, she felt empowered by the decision, focusing on her hobbies and spending time with friends. But after a few months, she started wondering about Andrew, whether he had moved on, if he was dating someone new, and what his life was like without her. This curiosity grew until she finally decided to send him a message, not because she wanted to rekindle the relationship, but because she wanted to satisfy her curiosity. Psychological principle. Curiosity and uncertainty are powerful motivators. When a woman is left in the dark about her former partner's feelings or actions, she may feel compelled to reach out, if only to satisfy her curiosity. This dynamic can often lead to a return after no contact, even if the initial intention was to create distance. Regaining power and self-esteem. If the no-contact rule was enforced after a breakup or difficult period, both individuals have time to regain their sense of self, power, and confidence. A woman might return after feeling more empowered and realizing the past relationship's value after this period of healing. Testing the waters. Sometimes, after no contact, women may return simply to test the emotional waters, especially if they are not sure whether the relationship is completely over or if there's still a chance for reconciliation.